Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Alan, do you know what show that's from? Alan Alford, our guest this segment.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I'm glad to be on the show.
Yeah. Do you know that song by chance?
No, I haven't heard it before.
Never heard it before. Showing your age. You're a younger man, obviously. That's Barney Miller, isn't it? Yeah. Great song for an incredibly awesome show. I love that program. It was an awesome program. I'm sure you can find it on Netflix. Certainly huge portions of it on YouTube. Alan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, great. I'm an author. I'm also a top salesman. I've been a top performance salesperson now for over 22 years, retail sales, in-home remodeling sales, and now insurance agent. And I'm the author of a book called Sell Your Little Heart Out. Something is that I'm really, really passionate about selling, and I also do motivational speaking to motivate people so that they can reach higher and achieve their goals that they strive for. So
you're also talking about temper, though, aren't you?
I am, yes. That definitely stress management is a big part of selling and also in business. So that definitely crosswinds, and that's one of the things that we'll discuss a little bit later today, which is definitely something that can help not only your personal life, but it also can definitely help your business life and keep your job in this economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about those 5 tips. We got about 7 minutes total in this interview. So what I'd like to do is kind of give you the opportunity to give those 5 quick tips to tame your temper, and then we'll focus on 1 or 2 of those. So give us all 5.
Yes, no problem. Definitely you want to breathe deeply if you find that you're getting upset at any point. Just take in a deep breath and just go exhale saying yes. And that will basically calm down your nerves before you really say something that you regret. The second thing will be take a break as soon as you recognize that you're getting angry. That would be the second step. If you have to have somebody take over your position, say if you're doing sales, have your supervisor maybe step in and continue with the customer if you're getting too upset. The third thing would be to go to a happy place. Go to a place that you feel that you're going to be happy at. Whether you like to play golf, go to the golf range. Maybe take a day and go to the day spa. If you feel that you got too much stress and you got too much anger built in, vacation is always ideal if you can take that. If you can't do any of the 3, definitely imagine yourself being there. That definitely is, daydream a little bit. Another step would be positive. Definitely practicing positive self-talk. Mm-hmm. Say to yourself, hey, maybe that person just had a bad day. Don't take it personally. Just think of it that way. If the person cut you off or whether the situation got you angry, just say maybe just things didn't go their way today and you're just taking it out on me. And then the 5th would be to ask support from someone you trust. Definitely if you feel you're getting angry, good to always talk it out with somebody you can trust. It's therapeutic and that will calm you down. So definitely those are 5 ways to control your anger, because it's always a good thing to make sure you have a level head in anything you do in life.
Yeah. Looking at your website, Alan, A-L-A-N, Alford.com, A-L-F-O-R-D. Looking at your bio, it says you work for a Fortune 500 company. You currently work for one?
I do. I currently work for one. I've been working there for now, just had my 14-year anniversary, and proud of it. An insurance agent, basically do auto sales, and that's a profession that can get stressful, and you have to kind of manage your temper at all times.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you're on the P&C side, though, right?
Yes, that's right. Casualty side.
Lucky you. Imagine being on the health side with all the crazy changes going on in that arena.
Oh, I know, just saying. It's definitely, I already got some of the new benefits and all the changes already in my employer, so it's coming, all these changes here. But, hopefully it works out for the majority of people and they get good health care. That's the main thing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think that's a pipe dream, but that's another discussion. I'll save that for my public policy friends. That, in my opinion, having had a grandfather die because he was no longer a taxpayer, according to a death panel in England, it does not bode well for Americans. As long as they're working, maybe they can get that surgery. But if they're not paying taxes, their value goes down rather quickly. But anyway, that's another subject. Let's talk a little bit more about these 5 tips. How big of an issue of these 5? Which one do you think tends to be the biggest issue and the underminer, if you will, of a person's success?
Definitely, I'm sorry.
Yeah, failure to take care of these 5 things. Which one of these are most likely to lead to big problems in the way your business life goes? Of these 5 things, which of these 5 are most important? How about that?
If you don't breathe deeply when you're upset, because I've been in a situation where people have flat out, gotten to altercations with people at the workplace. This happened a little bit more prevalent in retail selling, but definitely if somebody angers you and said you at that spur of moment, face to face, it's very hard for you to kind of control yourself. You have to be able to take a deep breath, because I've actually had to break up fights. It sounds weird, but it's actually, I've seen it happen. So that's the most important thing, being able to take a deep breath in and out. And if you have to, be humble yourself to kind of walk away from the situation. That's probably definitely the number one. And the next thing would be to definitely go to a happy place that you can go to and relax, whether it be staying at home with the family. This is something, if you have prolonged anger, a little bit longer, pepped up, definitely that's a good thing, going to range. I think those 2 are the most significant things. The firsthand, taking a deep breath, and then afterwards when you're away from the job.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are going to get in a fight, don't do it in a retail place. Do it in a restaurant. Throw mashed potatoes, not lobster. That's what I always recommend. Make it more playful rather than really deadly. Imagine a lobster flying at your head like a projectile. That would be pretty scary.
It would be, definitely.
Yeah. So,
and then I'm getting too old to break up fights, so please definitely take a deep breath.
Yeah, don't do it around Alan at the very least. Don't do it around Alan Alford. He wants to not see that happen. Very interesting. So, where do we get a copy of your book?
You get a copy of my book right up my website at alanalford.com, or it's available at Amazon and also Barnes & Nobles and fine retailers in your area.
I love the fact that, you're a successful sales guy working for a huge company, Fortune 500 company. I'm sure you don't feel comfortable saying its name, which is cool. I understand that. But yet you also, developed this entrepreneurial side of you that I just see that's fantastic. I give you props for that, Alan.
I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And what kind of people generally pick up this book? I'm assuming there's people in the sales space, but do they tend to be individuals who are solopreneurs, or people that work for large companies like you, or are they all over the map?
Yeah, all over the map. A combination of both. I've had a lot of sales teams pick up the book, spread it amongst each other. I've had individuals who've had struggles pick it up. I've had top performers who wanted a couple of tips that they may not, kind of get a little bit of an edge over the competition. So it's a book that's written really for everybody. And if you're a business-minded person, it definitely is going to benefit you, definitely, especially with your temperature. There's some more tips in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So people need to check that out. We only covered 5. There's probably more, and they certainly are covered in much more detail over there. And do you do much speaking, by the way?
I do. I love to do actually motivational speaking. That's one of the things that if you're interested in and maybe hire me for a gig, go to my website. You can contact me there. Motivational speaking is really where I'm at my pinnacle. I love to motivate people, even more so, I would have to say, than even being a top performer myself. Helping other people is something that really inspires me, and I just love to hear the feedback that, hey, you really helped me. And that's how I bless others, is by doing God's work and helping other people.
Yeah, well, I love doing radio, but I actually prefer giving speeches more than I do doing radio, because it's simply you get to see people's faces and their responses, and whether or not they're getting it or not, and that's just absolutely huge. I love that. All right, Alan Alford's been our guest, and check him out, alanalford.com. And again, if you're going to get angry, throw mashed potatoes, not lobster. Thanks so much, Alan. Appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, thank you for having me. God bless.
You bet. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usadailyReview.com. You're listening to The Price of Business.
That's some food, and up to the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is a place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools.